It's, the markets have seemed to recover largely from the Trump Independence Day tariff announcement, but it feels pretty shaky out there. A lot of M&A on hold, a lot of hiring on hold. What are you seeing on the streets?
Yeah. Well, it hasn't been a boring year, has it? So I would say on the Fed, right? A lot of people are saying, oh, the Fed should cut and this and that. I actually think that there's also the scenario that what if the Fed is cutting because things are not so great? Maybe that's actually not a good message. And what if the Fed is not cutting because actually the economy is really strong? And so I think that the Fed not cutting is actually not that bad of a message. And I'm surprised just in general at how bad sentiment is, but how good the hard data is. And we have this ratio at Coatue where we sort of divide hard news as a numerator and sentiment as a denominator. And it's the first time where the news is so good and the sentiment is so bad. And I don't know if the sentiment is bad because just the market went down a lot or for other reasons. But I actually think the economy is doing really well. And we also learned two really important things. One is when the market did go down a lot, the government did budge and said, hey, we need to step in here. And the second part is the Fed did something that I thought was very clever. They basically said, we're not going to cut just to bail out the equity market, but if the market's liquidity is no longer functioning, emphasis on liquidity, then we'll step in to restore liquidity. And I think those two things really brought the market back up. And I think it's more a little bit the case of a tariff correction or a tariff tantrum, but not a tariff crisis.